ask, what is the event? The event will be a moment of breakthrough for the planet, which will be physical and non-physical. On the non-physical plane there will be a big wave or flash of divine energy and light coming from the galactic central sun going towards the surface of the planet. The galactic central sun is an object in the Sagittarius constellation. It will be a flash or special kind of light from the sun that permeates the earth and humanity. It will calm humanity in the light of love energy and end duality. It's a magnificent energy not seen or felt before on earth. Everyone on earth will feel and know something has happened. It will be a surprise as to when it will happen, even for us. It's never happened before. It will not be a major shock event, it will be a positive event. On the physical plane there will be the arrest of the cabal, which has already started. The reset of the financial systems. Disclosure, which is the release of hidden truth and events including ET information. The beginning of a new fair financial system with prosperity funds for all. New government, political system, education system, healthcare system, history lessons, etc., etc. Awakening of humanity slowly and gradually to the existence of positive non-terrestrial races and our galactic connections. Introduction of new advanced technology. The release of spiritual growth and healing for every human being on the planet. There is much more to look forward to. You also ask, is there something which we can do before the event? We are about to enjoy both the non-violent liberation of the planet along with a bright and beautiful future for all of humanity. Since we do not know the exact day, month, or year, advise to follow a few simple rules of precaution. Keep an extra 2 weeks of food on hand starting now. Make sure you and your loved ones have an up-to-date supply of any medicines that might be required. Keep extra cash hidden away at your home. Gas up your vehicle when the tank is 1/2 empty. Stay in touch with this website for updates. Educate yourself, friends and family members. Join one of the 6 task force areas on this website and assist in liberation of our beautiful planet. Get together in groups each Sunday and do the planetary liberation meditation and focus on bringing in the divine goddess energy. Info on event support groups. Another question of is this. Which will be the economic changes we're waiting for after the event? Vision for new financial system, transition from the old financial system to the new financial system. The current financial system is malfunctioning and is being replaced with a new financial system. Do not panic. This is a good thing. Your needs will be provided for. As with any major change, the first few days are always the most confusing. Since all major TV networks, internet, newspapers, and radio stations will be broadcasting quality information about the event, you can expect to become more and more comfortable as the day moves along. Below are instructions for the first 14 days. Day 1. Within minutes of the event happening, which is the Divine Galactic Energy Pulse. All banks will temporarily close, no access to banks for 3 to 7 days, up to 14 days. All credit cards and ATM machines will be temporarily disabled, up to 14 days. The reason for this is to cut off access of funds to the illegal owners of the central banks around the world, known as a cabal. Most businesses will be encouraged to stay open, and continue to accept cash and checks as they would in a normal course of doing business. Checks will clear as soon as the banks reopen 1 or 2 weeks after the event. If you do not have access to cash, and are in need of basic necessities which cannot be accessed through friends, family, community or emergency services, a voucher system will be set up in order to pay for goods and services. This is not free money. This is basically a loan to you for up to $1,000, which may be used from the day of the event for food, medicines and necessities until such time that the banks reopen. After that they become null and void, and you will be charged for the amount used. Businesses will be compensated for legitimate vouchers which they then can process through any bank. Those people who like to use vouchers to purchase goods and services will be responsible for repayment either through their bank, or as an offset against future earnings and compensations. Day 2 to Day 14. All currencies will still be alive. There will be a financial reevaluation after the event. There will be transparency accounting with banks that reopen. Interest charges will stop. Fractional banking will cease. The IRS will be dismantled immediately. All banks with strong ties to the cabal will be bankrupt. The Federal Reserve will be dismantled immediately. All debts will not be forgiven, meaning if you used credit cards to buy goods thinking your debts were forgiven, that will not be acceptable. Food, shelter, and technology will be available for everyone. No gold will be traded on the open market. There will be no more homeless people. There will be no more stock market. Money in bank accounts will be frozen from reset to the new bank system from 3 to 14 days. If funds were acquired legally, then the money will be kept. The cabal's money is illegal and will be seized. More future details to the changes for the new society. The only tax will be 14% on new items purchased. Humanitarianism will reign. New technology will be released, but electricity grids will be kept going through the conversion. Everyone will receive $100,000 from collateral accounts. Debts up to $100,000 will be forgiven. If over that amount, it will be analyzed. Real outstanding debt will be taken from that amount, or if not enough, you will be advised to go into bankruptcy. All countries' debts will be forgiven. Mortgages will be cancelled out. Retirement accounts will be preserved. Social Security, retirement, healthcare will be changed. Free health insurance will be provided for a new, advanced medical system. The average work week will be 3 to 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Production costs will decrease. All legal contracts will be respected. The police force will be restructured for protection, not money collectors. Common law will be respected and not distorted. Most credit card debt will be cancelled. Speculation will not be tolerated, and you cannot rack up your credit cards now, expecting them to be cancelled out later without being on the hook. There's financial tracking. Congress will close at reset, and this goes for all countries. Most of U.S. Congress will be disbanded. There will be new elections for Congress and for all governments worldwide within 4 months of reset. Monsanto, the corrupt part of Microsoft, will be bankrupt immediately. Same for other corrupt companies. Most prisoners will be released and receive psychological counseling and training because they were forced to do things due to life conditions. Many will be released because they are innocent. CIA-operated drug trade will cease, and drastic restructuring will be needed. When we are all fully healed, we will stop eating meat, and animals will be appreciated for what they are. There will still be bankruptcies. We won't be able to have factories in China any longer. Most companies will keep operating. Companies will buy back shares and give investors back their money. The resistance will help and advise. The electrical grid will be intact. However, when the cabal goes down, we may have darkness for short intervals. Visit Portal 2012 blog and the Galactic Connection blog for more details of Cobra and his new society information. Financial life after the event will be vastly improved now that the bonds of debt illegally imposed by the cabal are removed. Every person on the planet will have funds available for improving their lives. That was a summary of what will take place before, during and after the event. Thanks for watching.
Channel Dissension message from the High Council of Orion.
December 3, 2013, channeled by Holly Hawkins Marwood, transcribed by Paul Marwood, your custom-tailored pipeline of information.
The Council.
Greetings, dear ones. We are the High Council of Orion. Today we offer up an explanation about the mood or the orientation of the messages we share with you. For many would like to hear about the potential of life within the planet, what happens with poles shifting, what happens with stars colliding, and what happens with non-physical beings in other parts of the galaxy, universe, and multiverse. Yet our messages always seem so human. They are so earthbound, in a sense, for they are focused on you and your life. There is a reason for this. The reason is we wish to anchor you more firmly in your internal truth as your source of information, your source of guidance, your source of peace, your source of understanding. For your internal information systems are, as you know, where your soul is speaking to you. If one were to worry about planetary changes and how they might impact you, you being tuned into your soul and its truth gives you a guidepost about where to be and when, and gives you an internal sense of peace and understanding that transcends any information from the outside that you could bring in. For many of you who are worried about impending troubles on the planet and how your lives might be affected by it, there is no amount of information that would make you feel satisfied right now. Would you agree? For if one person said one thing, there will always be another person who will say something that seems to be opposite of it. The more you dig, the more information you find, and you will find the full spectrum of potential out there in information. Then you sit with question marks floating above your head of which is right, and who to believe? So more information does not help you feel better. More information is feeding the space of your head, yet it is not feeding the place of your soul, which is crying out for the peace and the understanding, crying out for connection to it. The messages we share are designed for you to continually go within and learn to trust your internal guidance. Learn to trust the voice of your soul, which is connected to Source. If you want a pipeline of information that's custom tailored to you and your soul, we invite you to listen to your soul, through the space of your heart, through the quiet moments, through your intuition, through your journaling, in whatever way you've found, to connect more deeply with your soul. That will be the most effective, positive, uplifting place for you to connect with the information system that will support you at your soulic level. There is no information out there in your mainstream information systems that will satisfy. The reason you can find a range of answers that don't satisfy is because it's time to not be satisfied by external information. The questions that come up and the lack of clarity that you can search for on your internet time and time again, and say, well, this person said that, and this other person said the opposite, and this other person had a completely different point of view, which is correct. It's the evidence of you needing to go inside and be less satisfied by that external information. The information the High Council of Orion is sharing through this channel, we share to lovingly, gently, trustingly guide you to find the greatest source of information for you, which is your soul. When your ego says, but, I don't have this piece of information. You can quiet your ego by saying, just a moment. Let me go inside and get the information from my soul. When you have that information, and when you have exercised the muscle of accessing that information, finding the consistency of the good advice from your soul, and seeing that soul-level information really positively guiding you in a direction that feels good and feels better when you listen and follow through with the information that your soul provides, you begin to trust that as an information source. We would say it becomes your most trusted source of information beyond anything else. For it is custom tailored to you. Your soul has its unique vision, its unique experience on the planet at this time. Your soul is not requiring the information of the masses, that one size fits all. Your soul is requiring its unique expression through you. Its unique expression through you means the information system from the universe, through your soul, into your human life will be custom tailored to you. Will it be the same as a family member, friend, or other people in your business, groups, or religious organizations? Maybe not, but you will feel how the truth resonates with you. As you tap into that place and that reservoir of your soul-level truth, your decisions will be right. You will be in the right place at the right time. You will find yourself needing to worry less, for you trust that your human actions and reactions, being guided by your soul, are the best set of directions that you could be receiving. Be blessed. We are the High Council of Orion.
Hello everybody, I just wanted to let you know, the other day, just yesterday, I logged into my Payza account, and this is the message I received about my funds in my business account. Luckily, on the 15th, I was able to pay my members their commissions, so this really didn't affect me. I only had 50 cents left after fees and everything. I just wanted to let everybody know you might want, if you use Payza, you might want to use somebody else, because look at this. Regarding your funds, please contact Ultralight FS to request access to your funds. Additionally, you may wish to contact your state regulator. Okay, what is going on is that Homeland Security has frozen funds to PASA members. As we see here on OboPay, which used to be affiliated with MH Pillar, it says the U.S. Department of Homeland Security has seized all MH Pillar's DDA PASA money on deposit with Ultra Light FS. Additional information will be published and received. If you see over here, it talks about the United States Home Department of Homeland Security sees all MH Pillar's PASA money on deposit. So I went to their webpage, as I say to do, and right here, if you look, it says the same thing. Where Homeland Security has seized all their money and frozen all accounts that are anybody who lives in the United States, the way it looks. I've talked to several big name business owners, and they're having the same issue. Luckily, like I said, I paid all my affiliates back on the 15th, their commissions, and I was able to withdraw a large sum of cash that was left over except for the fees. But I just want to let you know, you may want to look at using another payment processor online, because the last time this happened to a payment processor, months later they were shut down and the owners were arrested for Ponzi scams. But I'm not saying PASA is doing that. I'm just saying there's some serious issues going on with PASA. So you may want to look at using PayPal from now on only. That's what I'm doing on my websites. I'm only using PayPal only for paying out members and receiving payments. But I just wanted to let everybody know you may want to find another payment processor. If you have money in your PASA account, you have access to it, you may want to withdraw it as soon as possible. My name is James Wagner. Hope you have a nice day.
Unity with Love Ascended Master, Lady Not a Weekly Message December 05/12, 2013 received by Julie Miller December 5, 2013. Beautiful bright hearts, even with all the positive changes that are surfacing throughout the world, there are yet old inheritances of cultural separateness that is preventing a full equality with all the diverse cultures and people of the world. You know this, because you are familiar and accustomed to some of the less than subtle aspects that many cultures and people still face throughout the world, and some of these dear souls live in your own city and community. The changes that have come forth are great and demonstrate a good sign, but there are still more people needed to get on board of the compassionate train of action, and each person will. We know this, as it all a matter of time with all the many issues that are still coming forth. Understand beautiful bright hearts within each issue that is presented. There are even deeper and broader concerns that are just below the surface of what is being shared. Comprehend, dear ones, that true equality is the product of your consciousness no longer seeing others as different, and out of the differences that are perceived there are no boundaries set in place that would prevent a respectful and compassionate unity. Allow the love in your heart to be enough to set aside all differences, to dissolve all egoic and biased opinion and judgment, and accept each dear soul as equal to yourself, regardless how they may differ in their beliefs and practices. Each of you has something valuable to share and to contribute, and no one purpose is greater than anyone else. Every time you discuss a person's particular cultural background, any physical disabilities, age, or any other kind of label or category that often gets added to the description of the dear souls that share your beautiful earth. You are creating more ways of making yourself different from another dear soul. It makes absolutely no difference if you are in a discussion, or passing by another dear soul. What matters is when you meet up with another, even in passing, you come across with only the purity of your heart. When you demonstrate love in any interaction, the details of the experience changes and the feeling of separateness lessens, giving room for the cohesive power of unity to take hold. When you are feeling different, sometimes you find yourself feeling vulnerable and you no longer feel the sacred connection between you and God. We want each child of God to be free of rejection, to be free of prejudice, to be free of stereotyping and of other fear-based ideals that carry negative thoughts and feelings, in order to flourish and find nourishment within the light and love of God, and to feel accepted for who they are, just as they are, instead of what they are not. Even within your modern era, where information is flowing at an alarming rate, it is even more important to liberate yourself from the feeling of being separate and different. No matter how physically different you may be, regardless if you have a handicap or follow a different spiritual practice. Within the equality of brotherhood and community, each of you are children of God, and He loves each of you equally. Absolutely beautiful, bright hearts, you are not required to approve the behavior of those dear souls that have brought you pain or passed judgment that had no merit, but remember, dear ones, each of you within your sacred bodies houses a beautiful heart, and this heart beats a divine rhythm of love, compassion and respect that is often given only to personal family and friends, and this same love is not meant to be hoarded or kept for those you consider special. Instead, your love is meant to be shared unconditionally to all those who pass and greet along your incredible journey. Even those that have made you sad or to feel insecure deserves your love, compassion and respect. Sharing of your love, compassion and respect to all people equally and unconditionally does seem like an intimidating undertaking, but from the efforts you apply, you are helping bring together more people into the community of love through acceptance and acknowledgement that shelters no discrimination or prejudice. Where no person is on a pedestal, where every person is equal and united through the heart. And it is through the heart, beautiful bright hearts, that all boundaries that once existed fade into nothingness when you expand your own precious hearts, making room to love more dear souls through the demonstration of God presence, working through each loving and compassionate step you take that is of the greatest of good, not just for yourself or for your family, but for all of humanity. One of the first things we ask you to try to do, beautiful bright hearts, is end the need to like or dislike another dear soul, cultural preferences, beliefs and other characteristic traits that would normally cause you turn your head the other way. It is essential, dear ones, to purposely dissolve your need to cling to the habit of judging others, and instead embrace their differences with love and as an extension of God's prevailing presence, just as you are an expansion of His presence. As you learn to embrace each person, regardless of their beliefs or ways of living, as being equal and connected, you create a shift in your will and disposition to expunge all boundaries that were once in place surrounding your precious hearts, and allow the differences of other dear souls to come forth in a collaborated effort to create a society that is equal, where no labels or categories are cast, where love, compassion and respect is found, a brotherhood, a community nourished completely by unselfish actions through the goodness of your heart and soul. The vision of having a unity of diverse people has boomed into the hearts of many dear souls across many nations. Indeed, dear ones, the world at large is starving for a cooperating brotherhood that is primarily based on love and compassion instead of indifference and animosity. We wish to witness a continued rise in the positive changes throughout the world in how people are perceived, and we know all the great and positive changes that are occurring each day will continue to grow and develop as each person willingly and consciously begins to bring changes to their own perception and ways of living that exercises love, compassion and respect. This vision of unity can only remain real through the heart remaining in a constant state of love, and through the energy from the purity of your love it becomes extended into compassion, forgiveness and respect to all people, even those you may have felt indifferent towards in the past or may have not really liked. As your loving heart expands, you are able to share your love with everyone. There are no exceptions. Everyone deserves to be loved, to be forgiven and to be treated with kindness and respect. Let go of your grievances towards others. Allow other people's wrongdoings to evaporate into nothingness and be one with yourself, giving yourself the room to grow and to develop along the path of love and light, uniting others with your heartfelt energy and presence. Understand, beautiful bright hearts, what unity is. Unity is all-inclusive. No forms of prejudice, lives where there is equality that is found through unconditional love, compassion and respect. Where there is unity there is no scorn or hatred towards another dear soul, regardless of their beliefs, culture or way of life. When you are treating others equally with unconditional love, compassion and respect, there is pure acceptance of each person's uniqueness. When there is unity and equality, stereotypes and other negative derogatory labels and categories do not exist. There are firm roots, authentic considerations that come from the heart. Through the cohesiveness of unity there are no nasty comments, no sarcasm, there are no ridiculing or meanness happening, because there is respect that has bonded through the power of love and compassion that is always unconditional. We know there are many dear souls who wish for a united community that is held and felt worldwide. It is more than possible for this to occur, beautiful bright hearts, especially when you are able to truly and honestly feel every dear soul is priceless, where each dear soul is worthy of honor, love, compassion and respect. This can only become reality, dear ones, when you are able to move beyond your use of words that you share so easily and bring them into positive action. The movement towards unity and equality of the diverse people of your beautiful planet will not happen overnight. It will take time and there will be difficulties along the way that will create special challenges that will offer you new opportunities and avenues to explore that will help bring together all people, expressing unconditional love, compassion and respect, and not for selfish motives either, but for the rewarding, re-energizing feeling you get when you give a part of yourself, purely because you love. As you move through various spiritual and personal transformations, try to explore the reasons of your transformations. Consider if your transformations were the product of your loving heart, or did they come about from self-motives. The more you learn of yourself, dear ones, the more change you are able to bring, and as you continue to change yourself in a more positive light, you are also helping to bring change to the world. As you allow your own precious heart to beat within the vibration of unity and equality, you find this new way of being has raised your consciousness, and what you are able to contribute to society is that of the purest form of yourself, and we know you realize what this is. It is love. God blesses each dear soul that is working steadfast towards unity. We wish to see each dear soul break the constricting bonds of separateness and embrace oneness in love, compassion and respect with God and with the unity of all people. And so it is. /VT pitch. I am Ascended Master, Lady Nada through Julie Miller.